I'm Alexi Panos, and today Operation Build is celebrating Earth Day. I'm traveling all over the U.S. to connect with eco-minded companies and learn more about what they do. April 22nd, 1970 was the first Earth Day celebration. On that day, 20 million people gathered on the streets of America to protest the Industrial Revolution. An environmental change was born. Gaylord Nelson founded Earth Day while he was working as a senator. 45 years later, Earth Day is celebrated globally. In 2012, more than 100,000 people rode bikes in China to reduce CO2 emissions and save fuel. In Panama, 100 endangered species of orchids were planted and maintained to prevent their extinction in honor of Earth Day. You will not believe where I'm standing. Check this out. This is a living building, and it's truly amazing. So what exactly is a living building? Well, it incorporates natural living systems with the latest green technology. It's designed to save energy, reduce carbon emissions and water consumption, and create an overall healthier living environment. This kind of sustainable environment for offices and homes isn't the future. It's real, and it's now. This huge atrium and the vegetation throughout the building provides enriched oxygen, which creates an amazing indoor air quality and an actual connection to nature. This is only a fraction of how this living building functions with the environment in the most green way possible. And what better location to launch our Earth Day special? So let's see how green America really is on this 45th anniversary of Earth Day. I'm on the roof of the roofs. Derek and Deb Roof are an amazing couple. Not only do they care about the environment, but they care for children in need by opening up their home as foster parents. Now, Derek and Deb are in desperate need of a safe solution for their pool and the environment. This is just the beginning of their amazing story. So tell me about your situation with Willow. How did she come into your life?
And we got Willow when she was 3 weeks old. And she was a tough baby, very colicky, and had to really get her on different formulas because she just couldn't tolerate ones. And then, she progressed normally till she was 6 months old. And then she wasn't progressing anymore, and everybody kind of wondered why. And found out at 9 months old that she was diagnosed with Tay-Sachs, which is a genetic disorder.
Now, just in being at your home, I can see that you two really care about not only these amazing children that have been in your lives, but the environment. And tell me a little bit more about that, why you've taken such an interest in your impact that you make.
We all have to. If we don't do it, there is no other Earth. Yes, we're looking for other places, but without environmentally friendly products, we have nothing. The energy that we consume is amazing. So we've chosen to supplement it with solar electric, solar water now for the pool. Tell me first what you were experiencing with your pool, the skin symptoms and... I was a swimming athlete, and developed an allergy from chlorine after going to the local athletic fitness center. And that was late in life. Wow. Well, to give up the pool was just almost impossible for me. And so the allergy would cause me to break out in a rash, just basically all over my legs. Wow. For some reason, it was just the legs, and I don't know why.
I'm here with Clint Holland from Waterco. Clint, now this pool looks amazing, but the coolest part that I've noticed is when you get close, you see these little bubbles.
Well, these little bubbles are part of a remarkable system called H2O Pure. And what that does is has hydrogen peroxide and ozone to come into your pool as chemicals instead of chlorine. And what that does is it gives you a highly oxygenated water to swim in.
Wow.
It's kind of like swimming in all these little bubbles. They're like champagne bubbles that you'd be swimming in. And it feels so great to swim in this stuff.
Yeah.
No burns, no eye problems, no hair smell, none of that, because the chlorine is gone.
So now, is this a new technology? Or?
It's been around for a few years.
Okay.
It was developed in Australia by some brilliant scientists over there.
Now, why is something like this good for the environment as opposed to a chlorine pool?
Well, for the environment, certainly, because you in a chlorine pool, you have to dump the pool periodically. So you've got a lot of water wastage. Secondly, obviously, the health effects of the chlorine.
Sure.
Third is your equipment deteriorates.
Ah.
You have a problem, the chlorine will eventually degrade all of your plastics, where the hydrogen peroxide doesn't do that. Because now you're talking about literally, what is hydrogen peroxide?
Okay.
It's H2O2, it's oxygenated water.
Wow. Wow, so this is it. This is actually surprisingly more quiet than I thought it would be.
Absolutely, this is the EnviroPro System from Waterco. Right now what you're listening to is a very quiet, variable speed pump that goes up and down as the need so that you don't use the energy. Nice and quiet technology. That's just one small part of this whole system, and this whole system approach.
Wow, now what is this happening right there?
Ah, you found the magic area.
Yes.
The magic area is where we inject the chemicals and we inject the ozone. You can see the little bubbles
Sure.
coming up through there. This goes into what we call the multicyclone. This removes particulate matter that's coming from the pool, spins it out through a multicyclone, cyclonic action. This takes care of all the cleaning of the water as it comes into this reaction chamber at the top of the multicyclone.
Wow. And now how do you change the levels of things? Is that automatic? Do I have to come do it, or do you have an app? Or?
Exactly. We have both an app and
cool.
we have the AquaMaster, which ties into the app.
Okay.
But that is all controlled, and it controls the H2O system up here, which feeds in your chemicals and doses it exactly what's needed for the pool.
Wow.
It's all part of the measurement system that was invented by Waterco to make sure you can control your pool with the right amount of H2O without overdosing or underdosing.
And this is all run by the solar panels on the roof.
You got your solar panels on the roof, and it automatically changes. It goes from, if you want an energy efficient heat pump here, which is basically the reverse of an air conditioner,
Yeah.
takes heat, exhausts out the cool, or it sends it up on the roof when the need is, heats up the water up there, and brings that back to the pool. Automatically adjusts itself to whichever device gives you the best heat for the pool.
This is really incredible. And I have to say, for the whole system, it's pretty simple. Like I understand it. I get how it works. I get the benefits. You hear hydrogen peroxide, you hear oxygenating your pool, and it makes more sense. Mission accomplished on Operation Build on this very special Earth Day celebration. Thank you to the Roof family for going green with their new Waterco water system. And most of all, for sharing their personal story about their daughter, Willow. Thanks for watching this special Earth Day edition of Operation Build. As always, if you know of someone in need or suffering a negative life circumstance, we hope you'll email us. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Until next time, I'm Alexi Panos.